Okay. Well, it can still be a good morning, a good evening, a good afternoon, wherever you're watching from. This is our espresso session. We are going to learn about extraction, espresso, coffee, etc. So please, when you join in, just be respectful, have discipline, tap your screen, share the live, tell a friend to tell a friend. Okay. I want to confirm from people watching live, is my microphone okay? Give me a thumbs up if my microphone is okay. I want a quick thumbs up if my microphone is okay. I see people joining in very fast. Just tap a screen, share the live. If my microphone is okay, give me a thumbs up. Okay, thank you. Okay, so now we've seen the history of coffee, where coffee comes from, etc. Right? Now we're going to see coffee as a drink. Okay? Coffee as a drink is what we call espresso. Espresso. Can people repeat espresso, please? Espresso. Yeah? Louder, guys, please. Have some energy. Hey, the pressure increase or decrease? Okay, so there are two things in coffee making, yeah? One is called extraction. Yeah? Extraction. The other is called brewing. Okay? There is extraction and there is brewing. I see people joining very fast. Please tap your screen. Yeah, tap your screen. Don't be lazy, please. Yeah, tap your screen. There is extraction and there is what we call brewing. What does extraction mean? Extraction means to squeeze out something from something. Do I make sense? Thank you. We squeeze out orange juice from an or. It means we extract orange juice from oranges. We extract mango juice from mangoes. We extract pineapple juice from pineapple. Extraction means to squeeze out something. Yeah. So espresso is extracted because we get the coffee powder and then we put it on the machine and the machine squeezes out this coffee juice, the one we call espresso. You understand? So when we are making espresso, we are making extraction. Thank you. Brewing. To brew something, it's like it would have been the proper word to be used would have been cooking. Brewing is the contact time between coffee and hot water. When we get coffee, this is coffee powder, yeah? Coffee grounds. When we add coffee, when you add hot water, this is what we call brew. It means coffee is brew. Brewing is the contact time between hot water and coffee. You understand? So these V60s, the chemists, the one we do, we use hot water to burn this coffee, and then it's filtered to get out the good juicy coffee. Are we together, guys? So it means in coffee making we have two things. We have extraction and we have brewing. So now today, or just right about now, we are going to be talking about espresso or espresso and extraction at the same place. Guys, I see 80 people already live. Please tap your screen, make it quick, share the live, keep it disciplined, ask the relevant questions. You'll be getting answers. Thank you. And thank you wherever you're watching from. Salute. We love you. We like you, but I don't care if you're watching or not. Do I care? I don't think so. Okay. Espresso. When we are making espresso, we mind about three things. Three factors that make coffee, espresso. One, there is water. Okay? There is pressure. Yeah? And there is coffee. I repeat myself. There is water, there is pressure, and there is coffee. Water. So, this is an espresso machine. Correct? So, water comes from the source down into the machine. You understand? So it is this water that will go through the powder, the coffee grounds or the coffee powder, you must call it. If I put the powder here, it means when the water comes, it flows inside the powder to bring out this creamy espresso. You understand? So to have espresso, water is a big factor. You understand? So listen, water comes from the source. It can be a tap, it can be a bottle of water. But when it goes into what we call a filter, or it goes through a filtration system. Water does not come direct from the source into the machine. No, it must undergo through filtration. You understand? Then from the filter, it goes into the machine. You understand? Why does it go through the filter first? It goes through the filter to reduce the composition, the components or the soluble compounds in this water. Remember, water has so many components. What we call the water composition. You understand? There is sodium, there is potassium, there is magnesium, there is phosphate, carbonate, fluoride. All these soluble compounds are found in water. When water doesn't go through a filtration system, it means they will come when they are very high. The alkalinity of water will be very high. You understand? This is why mineral water is more expensive than tap water, because this mineral water is decomposed and all this composition go down. You see now there is 0%, 0.9% of calcium, 7.8% of magnesium, 1.2 of sodium. It means it was 100 and then it was reduced to this amount. You understand? So all these components, they are filtrated into the filter that we use. You understand? It means water, to go into an espresso machine, it must go through a certain filter. From this filter, then it goes into the machine. And these filters have to be changed over time. You understand? The filters have to be changed over time. These are what we call the TDS. Thank you so much. TDS stands for total dissolved solids. You understand? The total dissolved solids. It means when these solids are dissolved, they must the TDS also gets stabilized. See, when water goes into the machine, when water goes into the machine, it goes in what we call the boiler. The boiler is inside the machine. It makes the water hot. Remember, it's cold from down. It goes into the filter, it decomposes, and then it goes into the machine. From the machine, it goes into the boiler. It means the water will be heat on a certain temperature. Most of the times, espresso machines use a temperature of 90 to 92 degrees Celsius. It means this water is hot. Because remember, the boiling point of water, the boiling temperature of water is 100 degrees. So if the water is 90 to 92, it means also this water is very hot. You understand? So when the boiler boils the water to this degree, it means the espresso will also be testing with this same degree. Do I understand? Thank you. Remember, water is the one which is going to dissolve the coffee to bring espresso. It means the boiling point of water, the boiling temperature of water will also be the boiling temperature of espresso, because it's this water, this one is the water which is going to make the espresso, the coffee. It means the temperature of this water will be the temperature of. Do I make sense? You understand? So that's why when you switch on the machine, let's say this is off. If I walk in the coffee shop, I switch it on. I must give this coffee machine at something like 20 to 30 minutes so that the water inside can boil. You understand? Now I'm explaining the factor of water. We go to the factor of pressure. What does pressure mean? Pressure, you see this water is flowing, but it's flowing with a certain force. You understand? This is, you see this one? This is a pressure bar, a pressure meter. It is like this. This is 0, this is 9, this is 15. So it means from here, this is what we call number 9. Number 9 is right here. Coffee is extracted, espresso is extracted with a pressure of 9 bars. Bars means a certain bar of force. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. The more force, the higher the bar. You understand? Espresso is extracted on a bar of number. There is a zone close to 9 and a little bit far from 9. This is the 9 bar zone. It's marked red. This is the zone where espresso extraction must take place. When you switch on, if I switch on water to start coming and the bar doesn't come to number 9 and it stops here, that extraction is not okay. And if it goes past 9, that extraction is also not okay. Espresso extraction, all standard espresso machines use the pressure bar of number 9. You hear the sound? That's the sound of a pump pumping water on this certain force. You understand? Sometime you will go to work and you will find that you switch on the coffee machine and the pressure bar is not in number 9. The extraction will not be okay. You will start thinking, the machine is dead. Somebody killed the machine. Blah, 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 blah. You just call a technician. They adjust. Or sometimes you give the coffee machine a little bit time so that it can adjust to a certain temperature. Sometimes you just have to give it some time so that it goes to number 9. You understand? Number 9 is the bar pressure for espresso extraction. Are we together, guys? Yeah? Okay. Thank you so much, guys. I see your interaction in the comment section. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so we talk about coffee now. We've seen water, we've seen pressure, then we talk about coffee. Remember, it is the coffee in this grinder that I will bring, put on this espresso machine. The water will go through it, and then I get the drink, which we call espresso. Are we together, guys? Now see. If you're live, please you tap your screen, share the live, and give me a thumbs up if we're still on the same page. Now, I'll give you an example. I'll use this grinder as an example. I won't use this because this one is very far from my camera view. See, this is coffee inside. Yeah? It means if I'm going to make extraction, I must get this coffee. This coffee is the coffee that I will get. I'll distribute, I tamp, and then I put on the machine. You understand? Remember, as we said, coffee is grinded from a coffee grinder. This is the coffee grinder. This is the coffee grinder. This is the coffee grinder. This one is a coffee grinder. And that one is also a coffee grinder. You understand? A coffee grinder, what does it do? It grinds the coffee to break it into small particles. You understand? Now, this is the mechanism of a coffee grinder inside the coffee grinder. So, what I'm going to show you is what we call the grind size. The grind size. The coffee grinder works 2 ways. It can grind the coffee particles when the particles are big or when the particles are small. You understand? When the particles are big in the coffee language, we call it coarse. When the particles are small in coffee language, we call it fine. You understand? Let's say, for example, this is 0.0. 0 is the starting point. Medium. When I go this side, I'm going coarse. When I go this side, I'm going fine. So, all grinders, this one, if I adjust like this, I go coarse, I go fine. This one, I go coarse, I go. This one, I go coarse, I go. This one, I go coarse, I go. You understand? Every grinder has its own mechanism, but the basic is you can either go small or you can either go bigger. You understand, gentlemen? So it means if I crush my coffee particles here, they are big. They will go small until they are very small. You understand? Now we come to the theory, the standard basic theory of grinders. The smaller the particles, the slower the water flow. The bigger the particles, the faster the water flow. You don't need to be a genius. This is simple understanding. If I give you a bottle of stones and I give you a bottle of cement, If we pour water, where will water pass fast? Thank you. Why? They are big. Water has to maneuver out very fast. If I give you cement, water will come out, but it will take too much time. You understand? So this is the theory. The bigger the particles, the faster the flow. The smaller the particles, the slower the flow. Simple. Now, what I'm teaching you right now, I'm teaching you basics of extraction. Yeah? This has to be in your mind. Basics of extraction. Are we together? See, I said the bigger the particles, the faster the flow. The smaller the particles, the slower the flow. Are we good? Now we proceed. Meaning, coffee extraction, the flow, we can either go fine or we can either go coarse. Now, this is the basic of coffee. Yeah? Now, for now, I'll leave this at here. We will not proceed with this one. Now we go back to espresso as a drink. We come back here. We come back here, guys. Guys, tap your screen, tap your screen, tap your screen, tap your screen, tap your screen. See, espresso is the drink, right? First and foremost, what is espresso? Espresso, this is the strongest coffee drink we can extract from coffee beans. I repeat, the strongest coffee beans. The strongest coffee drink we can extract from coffee beans. Espresso is too strong because it's too concentrated. You understand? It's not too much diluted. You understand? It's too strong. Are we good? What do we call a good espresso? Now this is the question. A good espresso is a well-balanced coffee with all its flavor characteristics or elements or components. A good, well-balanced coffee with all its flavor characteristics. This is what we call a good espresso. I repeat myself, people watching home. A good espresso is a well-balanced coffee with all its flavor characteristics. It means for me to say this is a good espresso, it must be well-balanced, all the characteristics inside, and it's well-flavored. Are we together? Listen. Now we ask ourselves a question. What are the characteristics of a good espresso? Are we together? Characteristics of a good espresso. Number one, a good espresso must have a balanced acidity. The acidity in this coffee must be balanced. It's not too high and it's not too low. Number two, balanced body. The body is the weight of something, the mass of something. This is my body, water body. It means anything with weight is body. You understand? Espresso must be a little bit with a body, so that when you're taking it, it's not like you're taking water. You understand? When you take water, it just flows in your mouth. When you take something which is a little bit heavier, let's say you're taking juice, mango juice, or you're taking porridge, it means you'll feel the weight of the porridge or the mango juice on your tongue. So espresso must have a certain body. You understand? What does acidity mean? Acidity, this is the sharp sensation you feel in your tongue after drinking something. Let's say if you take a lemon, yeah, you feel that stinking taste in your mouth. You even close your eyes like this. That's the acidity. So that's what we call citric acid. The acid we found in lemon, lime, and oranges. That's what we call citric acid. So what you need to understand, coffee has acids. There are so many acids present in coffee because coffee is a green plant. Are we together, guys? What you need to know is coffee is a green plant. It has natural acids. Yeah, there is malic acid, there is acetic acid, there is lactic acid, there is chlorogenic acid, there is phosphoric acid, there is citric acid. All these acids are present in coffee. But you must be able to extract this coffee, and these acids are balanced. They are not too high and they are not too low, because when something is too high with acidity, the taste will become sour. Thank you. Sour is something which is too much acidic. Nyabo. Muamazanywe. Sour is something too much acidic. You understand? Something which is too much acidic becomes sour. You understand? So, as we say, espresso must be balanced with acidity, balanced with body. Number 3, this is the most important one, sweetness. What does sweetness mean in coffee, guys? What does sweetness mean in espresso? Sweetness means this is the balance of flavors and bitterness in coffee. I repeat, the balance of flavors and bitterness in coffee is what we call sweetness. Remember we said coffee has flavor, but the general composition of coffee is bitterness. You cannot take bitterness away from coffee. Coffee is always bitter. What is the difference between bitterness and sourness? Sourness, I say it is something too much acid. Bitterness is something with unpleasant taste. Unpleasant taste is what we call Whenever you drink something and the taste isn't that pleasant, is what we call bitterness. You understand? Moruganda, there is no Ruganda word to differentiate. Eh. Okay, Kali. Okay, we come back to class. I said sweetness is the balance of flavors and bitterness in coffee. I said you cannot take bitterness away from coffee. But as we say, coffee also has flavor. So when you extract your coffee, you feel the flavor and you feel the bitterness at the same time. It means your coffee is now very. This is what we call sweet. Sweetness means the bitterness levels have gone a little bit down to give way for flavors to shine. Whenever you extract coffee and you feel only bitterness, that's a bad extraction. Listen, whenever you extract coffee and you feel only bitterness, that's a bad extraction. A good coffee is when the bitterness is there, but you can feel the flavor. It means there is a balance of the flavor and the bitterness. That's what we call sweet. Are we together, guys? If you're watching home, please tap your screen, share the live, and understand. Okay, we say number 4, a good coffee must have crema. Crema, this is the top golden layer you see on top of your. You understand? The top golden layer you see on your espresso. That's what we call crema. You understand? Number 5. Aroma. What does aroma mean? This is this rich scent you smell from your coffee. Is what we call aroma. It means if I extract my cup of coffee and it's there, I must make sure there is a balance in acidity, there is a balance in body. When I taste it, there is the flavor, I can feel it. It means that there is a balance between the flavor and the bitterness. That's what we call sweet. And there is a rich crema. I can see it on top, and there is aroma. Are we together? It means now I have a good cup of coffee. You understand? But remember, whenever you extract espresso, it will always come in 3 layers. In your cup, the coffee will come in 3 layers. One layer down will be very dark, and this is what we call the heart of espresso. The other layer will be a little bit brown, and this is what we call the body of espresso. Now this golden layer you see on top is what we call the crema. These are the layers of espresso. But seeing the layers doesn't mean that the coffee is good. You must taste the coffee to see that if these are present in your coffee. Are we on the same page, gentlemen? Yeah? Good. People watching live, are we still on the same page? Give me a thumbs up if you understand what I'm saying. Give me a thumbs up if you understand what I'm saying. Okay, now we go to the next thing. Listen. Now you've seen what a good espresso is, how it must look like, and what you're looking for. How do we get a good espresso? How we get it is what we call espresso calibration. Espresso calibration, these are means of how we get a good espresso. If somebody asks you, do you know how to do espresso calibration? Meaning, do you know what a good espresso is and do you know how to get it? This is it. This is what calibration means. To calibrate something means to set something to its best use or to its best standard. I can calibrate my watch. I can calibrate my scale. I can calibrate my clock. I can calibrate my TV set. I can calibrate my machine. I can calibrate anything. To calibrate, you can calibrate your mind as well. To put your mind to your best use, or to put something to its best use. So to get the best out of these coffee beans is what we call espresso calibration, meaning that we get all the factors in check so that we get a good cup of coffee. This is what we call good espresso calibration. When we are doing espresso calibration, we mind about 3 things. Number 1, the grams of coffee that we use. It means this is the coffee we get from the grinder. Yeah. Number 2, the time of extraction, the time we measure in seconds. Okay. Number 3, the output, or what other people call the yield. So this is the espresso that we get out. You understand? How much coffee do we bring? In how much time do we get this espresso that we have in our cup? This is what we call espresso calibration. You understand? Now we go back to basics. We leave this one here. Just look at it here. When we are making espresso, listen. When we are making espresso, we extract espresso on a ratio of 1 to 2. Now, I want you to be very attentive of this. What does the word ratio mean? The word ratio means how much goes into every one. The word ratio means how much goes into every particular. The word ratio means how much goes into every singular. The word ratio means how much goes into every one. What does 1 to 2 mean? It means in every 1 gram of coffee that I have, I will get 2 mils of espresso. The standard espresso ratio is 1 to 2. Meaning, in every 1 gram of coffee, I'll get 2 mils of espresso. Are we together? In every 1 gram of coffee, I'll get 2 mils of espresso. It means if I give you 2 grams of coffee, how many mils of espresso do you get? Thank you. If I give you 10 grams of coffee, how many mils do you get? 20. If I give you 16, how many do you get? If I give you 15, how much do you get? If I give you 18, how much do you get? Thank you so much. This is what 1 to 2 means. In every 1 gram, you must get 2 mils of espresso. You understand? You understand? It means it doesn't matter how many grams that you get, as long as you use the ratio 2. You understand? If I tell you, come do espresso for me. If you get 16, you must get 30. If you get 17, you must get 30. If you get 18, you must get 30. If you get 20, you must get 4. You understand? 2 is the constant in espresso extraction. You understand? 2 is the constant. Ratio means how much goes into every one. If there are 5 boys and there are 10 girls, how many girls will each boy get? It means you sleep very well. What did I get there? Okay. So 2 is the ratio. Espresso ratio is 1 to 2. Now, we look at the factor of time. Okay? Time. The standard espresso extraction time, listen, is 20 to 30 seconds. The bracket time, the espresso extraction time is 20 to 30 seconds. Do you understand? It's somewhere between 20 to 30 seconds. It means if they ask you, if you're making espresso, how much time do you need? I need 20 to 30 seconds. What is the ideal extraction time? Listen carefully. The ideal extraction time is 20 to 25 seconds. Now I'm going to explain. This is ideal. This is start. If I say the standard espresso extraction time is 20 to 30, it means this is the minimum and this is the maximum. But what would have been the perfect time would have been 20 to 20. You understand? If I tell you make extraction, if you make it in this bracket time, 20 to 25, this is perfect time. But if you go beyond, at least don't exceed. You understand? You understand now? Yeah? It's like telling you, get me a ready to marry, a young woman to marry. If you get me a lady for 20 to 25, kabisa, you've brought the right lady. But at least if you want to bring somebody a little bit older, don't exceed 30. That's your grandma. Please. You understand? This is the perfect time. This is the ideal time. But if we exceed, we cannot go beyond 30 seconds. You understand? It means 20. If you're below 20, it's too low. If you're above 30, it's too high. You understand? Meaning, sweetheart, if I give you 15 grams of coffee, how much do you have to give me? 30. In how long? 20 to 30 seconds. Simple. You don't need to be a genius to be a barista. Now I have a question. If I give you 15 grams, how much coffee do you have to get out? 30 ml. Thank you. 30 ml of espresso. But if you check your time and you have 19, 18, 17, 16 seconds, what does this mean? Use your head for once. What does this mean? What does it mean? I use the course. You're very smart. Clap for him, guys. Simple. It means now the particles are very big. Water is coming out very fast. Simple. Mumongere ngalo. Tobuza. Oli mukirasi na ye. That means you're not paying attention. Pay attention. If I put 15 grams of coffee, I must get 30. But if my time is below 20, it means the particles are very big. Water is coming out very fast. Simple. If I give you 15 and you get 30, but you check the time, you're having 31, 32, 33, what does it mean? It means that your particles, your coffee particles is too fine. Thank you. It means the particles are too small. Water is coming very slow. You understand? You understand? When the particles are too slow, are too small, water takes too much time. You understand? When the particles are too big, water takes less time. You copy? You copy? Okay. Over extraction and over extraction and extraction. We'll come to that. Now I have a question. I'll test if you understood what I said. I'll test if you understood what I said. We go. If I'm making extraction, if I tell you stand up, make for me extraction, what is your priority? Do you mind about the ratio first, or do you mind about the time first? We go. What do you say? You. 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 Kitegeeza we man neetaaga okubakuba mwena mani nobakuba kibooko. So if we are making extraction, we mind about ratio first, then time. You understand? Because we must know what we must get out, and then we check in how long did it take. But we must get it out fast. You understand? If I have 10 grams, I must get the 20 first, and then I check in how long did it take for this 20 to accumulate. Simple. Now today you've used your brains. Clap for yourselves. Thank you. Clap for yourself, guys. Congratulations. So let's say I'm calling my girlfriend to come see me. What is the most important thing? Is for her to come. Transport. She must come first. When she comes, then we start to discuss whether she came very early or she came very late. But she must come. We cannot discuss whether she came early or late if she's not around. You understand? So coming is the priority. It's the same as extraction. We must mind the ratio first before we mind the time. Because what will time tell you? Time will tell you whether the coffee came fast or slow. It will tell you what's on the grind size. Whether your particles were coarse or whether your particles were fine. Simple. Simple. It means if I do extraction, my coffee is very fast. I just come on my grinder, I adjust. I make it a little bit fine. If I make extraction, my coffee is very slow. I come, I adjust. I make it coarse. Simple. Simple. Understanding is free as long as you pay attention. But it will be costly if your mind is somewhere else. Listen. I'll show you something. It means if we are doing espresso calibration, as we said, I told you we mind about the grams. Yeah? Let's say the grams of coffee. Let's say we put 18 grams. Yeah? Then we mind about time. The time we measure in say. What is the standard time? 20 to 30. Thank you. And then we mind about the yield. The yield is the output. This is the espresso that we get out. Yeah? So then from 18 we must get 36. If you know this one, then you're halfway to be a barista. This is the standard. You understand? The time and ratio. This is the standard. We go to. I'll show you something else. Can we send voice notes? Not here. Sometimes even tamping matters. Don't talk whatever you know. This is class. We are teaching. Don't talk whatever you know or you heard of. Now we come. I will show you a formula to understand espresso extraction in 1 minute. This formula that I'm going to show you, I learned it from somebody. My friend is called Aziz. He's in Qatar right now. He's a Kenyan, but he taught me this after 2 years of me being in coffee. It means I always did coffee, but I didn't understand what really takes place when coffee is being made. Now I'm going to teach it for you for free. Did you pay? Okay. This is something that I learned from my friend Aziz. Wherever you are, big up on yourself. Because it simplifies everything. It simplifies everything. I wish I knew this from the start. My job would have been very easy. Listen, when extraction is taking place, this is what happens. When coffee extraction starts, it goes into 4 phases. Phase number 1, phase number 2, number 3, and then phase number 4. When extraction starts, this is the starting point, and this is the stopping point. You understand? Meaning, when I bring my coffee, I put it on the machine. If I lock it, if I start, the clock will start from here and it goes. Then I must make sure I stop here. Nyam, drink water. You understand? I must make sure that I stop here. This is where the ratio 1 to 2 stops. If I put 10 grams here, the 20 must be. If I put 15 here, the 30 must be. You understand? This is where extraction stops. What happens during extraction? Listen. When you turn on your machine, listen, then we extract the oils. The machine goes. It extracts the acids. It's going. It extracts out the flavor. Then we stop. There's nothing to repeat. Simple. When I switch on the machine, we extract the oils first. Then acids are extracted. Then flavors are added. And then you stop. Do you know why we stop? Because we don't want to go in this zone. This is zone number X. This is the zone that we don't want to go. Because tell me, what is in this zone? Only bitter. You understand? We don't want to go into the bitter zone. Because if we add bitterness into our already extracted coffee, all the coffee will become bitter. You understand? Remember we said, when we extract coffee, the layer down is very dark. This is what we call the heart. It's very dark because when you extract coffee, oils come far. You understand? The oils from the coffee come, and then the acids come, and then the flavors. When you finish the flavors, this is the moment you have to stop. To stop. Because you don't want to get into the bitter zone. In the bitter zone, you get more bitterness into your already flavored coffee. You understand? This is very wrong.
How do you know that flavors are?
The ratio.
The ratio. It means if you put 10 grams here you must get
20.
If you start to get 22, 23, 24, it means you're starting to go into this zone. If you put 16, you must get 32. If you start to get 34, 35, 36, it means you're coming into the bitter. This is how you know. You understand? You understand now? So, what you need to know is, we don't want our flavored coffee to get bitter. Because why? The general composition of coffee is B. We say this from the start. Meaning, from here, bitterness is already there. If we add this one into already this one, it means all the coffee will be. You understand? You understand? When you start extraction, you must make sure you stop on the ratio.
Yes.
This is where the flavor stops. Abali kulairivu. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now let me tell you something. When you extract coffee, let's say if I start my extraction, I put my cup, my extraction starts, and then it goes. If I start to extract coffee, let's say I stop, but I removed only half the flavor. Listen, if I stopped my coffee, but half the flavor is extracted, the acids and flavor, what will be more in my coffee? The coffee will be more. The coffee will be more acid because there will be more acids than flavor. I said something which is more acidic, the taste is. Oh, Jesus Christ. I said something which is too much acidic, the taste is sour. Sour is something which is too much acidic. So this is what we call in coffee under
extraction.
Under extraction. What is under extraction? Under extraction means you've extracted coffee, but you did extract out all the flavors in the coffee. It means you've under extracted it. Even if you just say it, you just know it's the meaning. Under extraction means you've not extracted out all the flavors in the coffee. Meaning the coffee, there will be more acids than flavor. The taste will be
sour.
You understand? So under extraction means you've not fully extracted out the flavors in your. You understand? It's like giving a kid a sugar cane to bite. She will bite and give you, Mom, I'm done. But there will still be sugar in the sugar cane because the teeth cannot grind the sugar cane piece that you gave to the kid. Simple? This is what we call under extraction. You understand? When I extract my coffee, ladies and gentlemen, I get out all my flavors and I don't add bitterness. I just get out all my flavors. This is what we call perfect extraction. And what will my taste be?
Sweet.
Thank you so much. Because there will be this bitterness from this side, a little bit of bitterness, and my flavor at the same time. This is what we call sweet. There will be a balance of the bitterness and flavor in my coffee. This is what we call perfect extra. The taste will be sweet. Simple. Tomorrow you a barista. You learn this one. Tomorrow you a barista, I'm telling you. But if you exceed your flavor zone, if you exceed, like you extract, it goes, it reaches here. Listen, watch. Tunula. I'm extracting. I exceed the flavor zone. I start to continue going into this zone. It means I've added bitterness into my coffee. This is what we call over extraction. What will my taste be? Simple. Pay attention in class. What again? I use the basic and the best means of communication. If you don't understand in my class, I don't know any class you can attend. I'm very practical. I know what I'm talking about. I'm very confident of what I'm saying. It's very easy to learn from me than anybody else. Please pay attention. Over extraction is exceeding the flavor. If you optimize this zone and get it out all the flavors, that's a perfect extra. The taste will be sweet. If you don't fully extract this flavor zone, it means you've under extracted it. The taste will be sour. Simple. 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 Basic. Simple. Basic. Now, kitabo kireke, muve mu bitabo. Muve mu bitabo. Pay attention. I gave you the books. I gave you the notes. I'm here to explain what I gave you in your notes. I know you have everything. You have everything. I'm here to explain what you have. This is the only school where the teacher has a whiteboard to explain to everyone. Others, they just give you a pamphlet to take home. You can call your teacher and ask, okay, espresso is 1 to 2, why? He doesn't know because he knows it's 1 to. But I'm giving you explanation for you to understand. Anyway, so what do we take from this? Because I want to conclude. Espresso is the strongest coffee drink. Okay? A good espresso is a well-balanced coffee. Are we together? Espresso is extracted with the layers, the heart, body, and creamer. Are we together? Characteristics of a good espresso, we have balanced acidity, balanced body, sweetness, creamer, and aroma. Are we together? The espresso ratio is 1 to 2. The time of extraction is 22. The pressure of extraction is 9 bars. The temperature of espresso is 90 to 92 degrees Celsius. Are we together? Over extraction means the taste will be B. Under extraction, the taste will be sour. Perfect extraction, the taste will be sweet. What is sweetness? This is the balance of flavors and bitterness in your coffee. This is the basics of coffee extraction. These are the basics of coffee extraction. Are we together, guys? These are the basics of coffee extraction. There's nothing complicated. Nothing complicated. I'll do an extraction for you. Go, please. Wadofa. Oh. Now, there is a reason as to why I want to do this extraction, because I want to teach you something. I'll get my grams of coffee. So whenever I'm going to use the espresso machine, I have to first let the water out so that I can clean down. Okay? Then you clean down. I put my coffee. Okay? I get my scale. I'll extract this time in the glass for you to for good demonstration. So listen. Now I want to teach you something here. I don't know if you abali ku live mundaba bulungi. I'll put my phone here. Simanyi oba abali ku live mundaba bulungi. See, when you're doing espresso extraction, you have to be fast. I'm not fast because I have to teach. I have to explain. But this is wrong because the more time this coffee is on the machine, it gets burnt. You understand? It gets burnt. You see it's changing color because this surface is very hot. This is called a group head. This is where extraction takes place. Are we together? So whenever you put your coffee, you put your cup, you start extraction immediately. Okay? But I want to teach you something. When I start the machine, I'll start this one. If I start it like, there are those split seconds before espresso starts to come out. Okay? In coffee language, this is what we call pre-wet or pre-infusion time. Pre-wet or pre-infusion time. This is the time taken before espresso starts to come or to starts to drop down. You understand? Because literally, what does it mean? You see, this is coffee. It means if I press, this water must come and go into this coffee that I've just put in. All this coffee must get wet first before it starts to drain out. You understand? This is what we call pre-wet. It means it wets the coffee first before it comes down. Do I make sense? Nod your head. Do a gesture so that I know that you understand. Please. You understand? Pre-wet or pre-infusion. The word infusion, to infuse something, means to mix something into the other. We infuse. To infuse, it means water comes and infuses into this coffee before it comes out. This normally has to take 3 to 5 seconds. The normal pre-wet session time must take somewhere between 3 to 5 seconds. If it exceeds, if it goes too long, at least 6, 7, 8, yeah, it's okay. But when it goes 10, 11, 12, it means this is too much time taken. Are we together, guys? I said normally it takes 3 to 5 seconds. If it exceeds to 10, 11, then that's too much time. That's one narrative. I want to explain something else. You see this coffee, yeah? There is what we call channeling. Channeling is when you start extraction and one side is bringing out coffee, the other is not. You understand? One side coffee is coming, the other is not. This is what we call channeling. It's what we call channeling. Channeling means there is uneven distribution of coffee into the portafilter, which has led coffee to channel into one side. Uneven distribution means, you see, if I put this coffee, like I tamp it, one side is too, I tamp it, it bends like this. One side it has too much coffee, the other side it has too small. It means when water comes out, it will come out from this side where there is less water first, and it will come last from the other side. It means the water has channeled. You understand? That's very wrong. That's very wrong because it will give you a cup, but the cup will be imbalanced. One side will bring out more coffee than the other. The coffee will be under extracted. You understand? The taste will be sour. You understand? It is caused by poor tamping, which leads to uneven distribution of coffee in the portafilter. If I don't tamp my coffee well, it means one side will have more water passage than the other. This is why now they invent what we call tamping machines. When you go to standard cafes, they have a tamping machine. You just make your coffee, you put in the machine just tamps, ting, ting. Because the machine uses the same exact force every time on every extraction. But she might use less force, you use too much force, she uses less force, she uses too much force. There will be inconsistency. Even you personally, when you've just come to duty right now, you have too much energy. You've just ate your breakfast, you're in good spirit and everything, you're just tamping. When it comes to 12, 1, it's time for Juma. Now your mind is thinking about food and everything, you become lazy. Your tamping cannot be consistent the whole day. This is why they have tamping machines in modern cafes. You understand? Okay. So, I'll do my extraction. I taught you about channeling, and I taught you about pre-infusion and pre-wet. I'll put my glass. So if I put my glass, I need to tell the weight of the glass. So now my weight is 0 and my time is 0. When you go to an interview, listen, always, modern machines have time. There is a clock on the machine. Some machines they don't have. You must have a manual timer. Like this scale, it has side which has time and the other which has weight. When you go to a machine and the machine has no time displayed on its board, then it means you must use a manual time. Some machines have a timer already on. The moment you press, the timer will start ticking. You will see the time that you've spent or the time that you've used for your extraction. Some machines, they don't. You must use a manual time so that you know your extraction and how long did your extraction take. Are we together, guys? Another thing, when you go for an interview, you find a machine. Machines have different mechanism. Sorry, they make the same coffee, different, same everything, but some features, they might look different in technology and everything and efficiency. This machine has buttons. You find another, it has a pedal. A pedal is something you just pull like this and the espresso starts to come. You pull like this, you close. Others have a lever. You just pull down and you pull up. You understand? So when you find a machine which has buttons, you're most likely to see buttons which have other cups. You see this cup, cup, and then this one. All these cups you see here, don't ever use them. These cupped buttons are calibrated by the person using that machine. You always have to use a manual button. Manual means I'm the one to start and I'm the one to stop. You will use these other cups, yet the person set it for less time. Let's say I can calibrate this button to give me coffee for 1 second. So you bring your coffee, you put it, you press. In just a short period of time, it goes off. It means your coffee is not extracted. You understand? You start complaining. You always have to use the manual button because you're the one to put it on and you're the one to put it off. Because you're the one who knows how much gram you've just brewed and how much you need to get out. Do I make sense, guys? Guys, in the comment section, are we on the same page, guys? Are we on the same page, gentlemen? Okay, so I'll do my extraction. I'll start my machine and I'll start my time at the same time. Bam. 5. Coffee is coming out. In 5 seconds, my coffee was coming out. That is the pre-wet or pre-infusion time. Okay. I just put 18 grams. Okay. Here, I've just got, this is 5.86, 36 grams of coffee out. It means my ratio is okay. Then I have to look at my time. My time now is 18 seconds. 18 seconds. So, what does this mean? Is it too fast or too slow? It's too fast. You understand? Now what do I have to do? I need to go to my grinder and I adjust a little bit. Fine. You understand? Because this one means the particles are a little bit. I have to make them a little bit. Thank you so much. Then I have to come. I adjust a little bit. Tomorrow you a barista. I'm telling you. Just like that. Simple. You just have to use common sense. Your extraction tells you what you have to do. As simple as that. Now this is my extracted coffee. I will not make another one. So you see my coffee is extracted. If you look down here, you see it's very dark. It's like an inch dark to here. You see? To here. It's an inch dark. That's what we call the heart of espresso. Okay? This one you see is what we call the body of espresso. This one you see the layer on top is what we call the creamer. This is the golden layer you see on top of your espresso. It means now the layers are on, but it's not a guarantee that this coffee is good. I must test it to see if it has the following characteristics. As simple as that. Tomorrow you a barista. Wanji? Are we together, guys? Yeah? Are we on the same page? People watching live, are we on the same page? People watching live, are we on the same page? Munfuna bulungi. Okay. Okay. So, I want to show these people watching here. I don't know oba munaba mulaba bulungi. Whenever you steam milk, yeah, this is how they gauge that you've done a proper steaming texture. You look at my steaming, jagala otunulire kyenkoze. So, whenever you steam milk, yeah, olaba inch eno, ojiraba. You see this inch from the glass to here. Eno jibaita 1 inch steam. Or ino steaming amata, your foam, the foam on top doesn't have to be very much. You understand? When you steam and your foam is here, that's bad steaming. That's cappuccino milk. You've steamed milk with too much. You understand? You must steam, but your milk has to be of this age. Abali live. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is very important.